Well, hello loves and happy Sunday to you. What fun it is to kind of complete your journal. And my favorite thing is to do the cover. And I always save it for last because I am a messy, messy creator. And I know that anytime if I were to do a journal cover at the beginning, it would just be a complete and total mess by the time I'm done. So that's what we're doing today. We're making our cover. So let's take a look. Here is our cover for this, our yummy, yummy journal page. Journal, I should say, journal page. And it is so much fun. I'm going to unhook it and I'll show you how it's completely separate. And I did that because my journal is so chunky. It works, and with the elastic closure, it holds it all together, and it is perfect. So let's talk about the supplies for this. Let me set that over there. So this is what we're creating. And look at how grungy good that is. Love it. Okay, so you are going to need, so let me just kind of talk through. I started with the inside cover, and I just did a collage, kind of a patchwork of papers. And this is a new collage pack in the shop. I'm using 2 new collage packs in the shop. So I just put the papers down with my matte gel. And I used my brayer to kind of brayer it out so it's nice and flat. And then I did a wash. I started out with some glazing medium, but my glazing medium is bad, so it didn't feel good. It didn't move right, so I just did a wash and watered down my raw umber, and I used raw umber, Lucas raw umber, for the inside cover. And that's it. Super simple, but still yummy grungy. Then let's go to this side. So this side I used let's see, I started out with papers, and I'm using a new collage pack. These are French papers. Look at this paper here. I just love it. So both of those brand new ones will be available to you in the shop and on sale this week. So you can get those if you want. And then I just did some quick, so I put my papers down with my matte gel. And then I did some black spray paint. I used my Liquitex carbon black spray paint, and I used my Letting Go stencil and my old type text large stencil. And I used the which one is this one? It is Scribble Marks something. And they'll be listed. So all 3 of these will be on sale for you this week. And then also the stencil that I used for my flowers this is one of my favorite. This is probably one of my oldest ones that I still have. It's in my old type of stencil material. It's just old, but I love it. I need a new one. But this one is Wildflowers Status. Again, sorry guys. It will be listed on the blog, and the link to the blog will be down below in the YouTube description box. Okay, so I spray painted black, and then I came back over that and pushed all of that back with some gray and some teal and some gesso and a little bit of umber, and kind of pushed all of that back and kind of muted that down. And then towards the very end I came back again with some raw umber and kind of did another wash over it, and especially around the edges so that it felt very, very vintagey and yummy. And then I did do a little bit of palette knife work with some gesso. For the cover, all the same for the background. I put my paper down and then did my stenciling with I used super heavy gesso. I did use a little bit of acrylic transparent raw umber for some of the umber. I think I did. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I did. I think I ended up just using my raw umber. So I'll set that aside. I used my General's charcoal pencil and did a little bit of shading. I did not use my pencil. Yeah, I did not, because, and here's the reason why. I don't use my charcoal pencil on my cover because then I have to seal it. And I want it to be done. So I used my Stabilo All pencil and did a little bit of shading. Not a ton, not like I typically do, because I loved it just the way that it was. So, yeah. I used, let's see, palette knife, Stabilo All, brayer. I used my brush and my archival ink to kind of shade a little bit in here, and then all the way around. I used my brush and I used it just like that, all the way around, so that the edges aren't white. A little bit of tape here, bookbinder tape on the spine to really support it, to keep it from, wearing out. And I said super heavy gesso for my flowers. And a vintage stamp for 2021. Printed those out, my words out. Vintage stamp. I don't think, okay. Bookbinder's tape. This is just the best tape, and I'll have it listed as well. I showed you those. I think that's it. Not a lot of color. I mean, I'll show you my palette. You can see raw umber, black, teal, gesso. That's it. And it turned out so beautifully. Oh, I know. I punched a hole with my hole punch and then reinforced it with the reinforcing tabs. This is an elastic. I bought these specifically for making my journals because it's elastic and I can punch my hole. I mean, you could do your closure a ton of different ways. The reason I did it this way is so that my journal will stay in. If I did it this way, it would have the chance of falling out. And then you could also put another one on here if you wanted to. But let me put my journal back in here. Fits in there perfectly. I'll close it back up. And there you have it. Another year, another completed journal. And at the end of the video, let's see. Yeah, okay. I was thinking there was something else that I needed another supply, but no. Okay. I will do a flip through of the year at the end of the video. I'll share a little bit more of my thoughts as I was completing this. Got some really good aha moments as I kind of journaled a couple things out. And so I'll share all of that with you at the end of the video. So gather your supplies and build your cover, however you do it. Whether you do it like this or you do it directly onto your journal page. I love doing the cover. It's such a completion of all the wonderful work and the journey that we've done throughout our time in our journal, whether it's been a year or two or whatever. So gather your supplies and let's get creating. right, loves, that was fun, fun, fun. I don't know what it is about the cover that I just love it. It's like this whole creation of its own. And it's such an expression to kind of encapsulate what we've done for the year. Oh man, it's just amazing. So let's take a look at the project again. And I just positively love it. And I can't wait to see what you guys create, if you create along with me, if you do a cover like this, or if you actually do it on your journal. I wasn't quite sure. I always like to do it on my journal, but it's just my journal's so kind of out of whack that it just would not have worked. And all the pages are exposed. So in here it can hide in its little safety zone and just be what it is. So let's see. I did do my journaling on the front here. I typically will do more and tuck a note in here, and I'm going to continue on the back here as well. But this was really crucial to me for a lot of reasons, because I really kind of wrote out the year. And when I got towards the end, I just kind of documenting. And when I got to the end, it became a prayer for me. And down here in the bottom, I got some clues as to what my word might be for the year. So our journaling time, I'm telling you, is so, so important. So let's do a walkthrough. This was my word for the year for 2021, grounded, and that did not happen. I was anything but grounded, and I was a mess for a lot of the year. I do have some tearing, but I honestly don't mind it. I like these bits that I just like it because it kind of reminds me of life. So this is January 17th, 2021. January 31st, 2021. I tried to do one of these little flip out things. I wasn't a fan, but I liked the page in general. February 21st, 2021. Man, you guys, the pages are powerful, because it's such a statement of where I was. I think a lot of times where our country was. I am weary of being underground. We've been in quarantine for a very long time. And, man. This one was actually a project for somebody else. So I'll skip over that one. This one was March 7th, 2021. Keep showing up. I'm telling myself the things that I need to hear. All these little bits over here, oh man. Keeping the record. I'm showing up. I need direction. I mean, just everything in the pages. When I get there, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, yep, I remember. This one's March 28th, 2021, The Layers Beneath. Oh man. I remember what I was feeling. It just takes me right back. This one was April 18th, 2021. Do It Afraid. Keep going. Yeah. May 2nd, 2021. Wake up. This says void. This says one life on this earth is all we get, whether it is enough or not enough. And the obvious conclusion would seem to be that at the very least, we are fools if we do not live it as fully and bravely and beautifully as we can. I was doing my best to do that, but I was struggling. You can see all the tattered edges. I felt tattered. Lots of this stuff. Yes, I love it. Have patience with everything unresolved in your heart. As I was going through these and making sure that I dated everything. Oh my goodness. So this has a little pocket and I wrote myself a note. And when I read it, Let Me Let Go, I can't even read it. It's so personal. But, man alive. This is what our journals are for. I can pull any of my journals off the shelf and be taken back to the time where I created and what I was going through. We're documenting our life. A feeling of surprise mingled with admiration caused by something unexpected, beautiful, unfamiliar, or explicable. I needed wonder. I needed something beautiful and unfamiliar and inexplicable. There's still more joy ahead for you. And I was wondering that. I'm like, will I find joy? Will I find joy? This is August 1st. This was July 4th, August 1st, August 15th. Simple, simplify. August 15th. And then, let's see, August, September. So August, September. At this point, the flood had happened. Things were insane in my life. Absolutely. I was so exhausted at this stage that I was planning to take a vacation, like take some time off and not do videos, not do anything, just take some time. And then the flood happened. And I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know anything. But what I do know is that I was sitting in my chair outside, just trying to get a breath of fresh air from cleaning the flood. And there was this wildflower in the crack. And it reminded me that there is joy. And wildflowers are always, everyone's got their symbol. Wildflowers are always the sign of hope for me. And that's when I created this page. Yeah. We had just gotten through birthday week. I had launched the membership. The flood happened. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. Beauty in the turmoil, peace in the unknown, healing in the hurt, rest in the restless. This was September 12th. In the middle of all of this, we lost a friend tragically, like unthinkable situation. Yeah. And then this is September 23rd. Collect beautiful moments and embrace beautiful chaos. Be your beautiful self. And I was coming to terms at this point with how everything was. And my depression was severe at this point. And I did this page, Silently Changing Inside, Awaken, Arise. And this page was a shift completely for me. Something happened in this process from here, because you look at the darkness to here. Something shifted, and I could feel it, and I wasn't exactly sure what. And then things got real personal for me as far as my journey back to happy, back to myself. I was so tired. I was just exhausted. And so I was silently changing inside. And I was trying to remember who I was. And I was reflecting on so many things. So this was October. So I went from September, I went a month, October, and this was November, and then this was December. And then I knew I had to get my act together if I was going to finish my journal. And so I went from reflecting to strong, because I was remembering who I was. And then this was just a fun Christmas page, just light, fun. And then Oh Holy Night, which is one of my favorites, and reminding me whose I am and who's in charge. And then I'm still finding my way. And I processing still a lot of things. but I'm still finding my way. And then our last page. And so that was December 26th, December 31st, December 19th, December 11th, December 12th. I did them backwards. December 5th. So I did a lot in December. So that is my journal of my story for this last year. And I'll continue to write on the back. So, this is why I say our journals are so important, because for one, it brought reality to how hard the year really was, and it allowed me grace for myself. I'm like, dang, Shawn, you did a lot and you've been through a lot, and it's okay. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to feel all the things. But it also documents my work, my journey to better thinking, out of depression, to just all of the things that have happened, and watching that ebb and flow of humanity, of my own humanness. And what an incredible journey, and what an incredible document to have. I mean, I have 15, 20 journals just like this one, all telling my story. And our stories are so, so important for others, but for ourselves too, because I love going back and looking and going, oh yeah, I remember when that happened, and I journaled about it or whatever. And I have just written journals, and I have my art journals, and all of them are so very, very important. So as I was writing this, well, we can take a look here. As I was writing this, I started out with 2021. You were a hard year. I think because I had so much expectation after 2020. But you brought me so much heartache. And then I talk about the business. I talk about my boys losing their business. I talk about the flood. I talk about the loss that our friend, so much more to it. And then it just automatically turned into a prayer, because I thought I would break, and the loss was unimaginable. I'm not sure how I kept going except for the grace of God. And then I start, Lord, you are. But as I got down here, I wrote, let me be soft. Let me be peaceful, hopeful, compassionate, welcoming in the new year. Let me be soft. Let me be soft. Let me have grace. Let me be, bendable. And part of me and my personality, I'm a very rigid and very, very strict person on myself. Not on anybody else, just on myself. I extend a lot of grace to pretty much everyone except myself. And as I wrote that last little bit, I started to cry, and I'm like, I know where the work is. And that's why when we journal, whether we write it or we paint it, it reveals something about ourselves that we don't necessarily think through, during the day when we're doing our things. But when we get quiet in our journals, things are revealed about us, and I know what work I need to do in me, because I said it out loud. And I don't need to be soft and peaceful. Well, I do to everyone, But that's not the issue. I need to be soft and peaceful and kind and gracious to myself, and allow myself space to rest and this is a constant struggle for me, constant. So I know where my work is, and that's what our journals are for, to help us do that work. And I also have an idea for my word for the year now. So I'm thinking it through, and I'll talk more about that in our next journal page when I do my word for the year. But I am hoping that you enjoyed the process of the journal cover, and that you are art journaling like I've talked in the last couple of videos. It's so very, very important. And I hope that as you journal, you find that quiet space to reflect about the year, to reflect about yourself, and maybe you're like me and you need to allow some grace and some softness and some peacefulness for yourself. I don't know, maybe not. I know I do, and that's my work. All right, my loves. Thanks for being with me here for this year of journal, and we will continue on. We just keep on going on, because it's so good for me and for you. All right, my loves, I hope your Sunday is wonderful. I hope it's restful. I hope it's peaceful. And I hope that you always, always know that you are loved.